I really am a big believer in manufacturing, and I like it personally. I think it's sometimes people think of it as kind of you're just making copies, and but actually there's an enormous amount of innovation and engineering that goes into making a large quantity of something, perfectly every time, and so and then having that close interaction of engineering and production, I think, is also extremely important, because we want to really stay at the forefront of innovation as far as electric vehicles are concerned, and continue to serve as a catalyst for the transition to a sustainable energy future.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I get a chill, actually. Yeah. That's great.
Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. Congratulations to Tesla and all shareholders over the past 10 years. What they have accomplished is really incredible. And here's to the next decade of growth and making the world a bit cleaner and definitely more enjoyable. First up, Reddit user Ruffles shared this image of the refreshed Model 3 Performance that was out for delivery. As you can see, it does have the new wheels, and if you look closer, these are seemingly headed for Europe. The license plate holders look to be longer than they are in the US, and Fremont does make cars for Europe in the first month of each quarter. So we may be waiting another few weeks to see the refreshed Model 3 in the United States. Next up, we get an update on SpaceX's new Starlink internet service as they continually deploy satellite constellations. SpaceX is ending the initial beta test of Starlink, as they are now starting to reach out via email as of yesterday. The internet service is called Better Than Nothing Beta, and the service will be $99 per month, but there will be a $499 upfront cost to order the Starlink kit, which includes the terminal to connect to the satellites, a mounting tripod, and a Wi-Fi router. There is also a Starlink app listed by SpaceX on Google Play and Apple iOS. The email said, "As you can tell from the title, we are trying to lower your initial expectations. Signed, Starlink team. Expect to see data speeds vary from 50 megabits per second to 150 megabits per second, and latency from 20 milliseconds to 40 milliseconds over the next several months as we enhance the Starlink system. There will also be brief periods of no connectivity at all." It was reported that around 700,000 people across the US had indicated interest in the service, and John Krause Photos shared a quick video of the augmented reality feature to help install Starlink. SpaceX has launched around 900 satellites so far, which is just enough to begin initial coverage. The mobile app says, under Starlink's Better Than Nothing beta program, initial service is targeted for the US and Canada in 2020, rapidly expanding to near global coverage of the populated world by 2021. In case you missed it, SpaceX did announce a partnership with Microsoft to connect their Azure cloud computing network to the Starlink network. Next up, Teslarati reported that Tesla was launching its UK energy service, but this has actually been going on for some time now. You'll see momentarily in a screenshot from a user that version 1 was up and running in October 2019. In the UK, energy suppliers set a default price for energy called tariffs for their services. The Tesla energy plan in the UK offers a 24/7 flat rate of 8 pence per kilowatt hour to Tesla vehicle owners and 11 pence per kilowatt hour for those who are non-Tesla vehicle owners. This from the Tesla FAQ. Tesla has partnered with Octopus Energy, which is also a disruptive clean energy company in the UK, to offer the Tesla energy plan, which now has the lowest flat rate in the UK energy market as of October 2020. UK Power stated that the average tariff is 14.4 pence per kilowatt hour in the UK. This tariff can of course vary depending on the location, and a pence is just the plural form of a penny and is 1/100th of a British pound. Although the article did not mention it, even customers that do not have a Tesla Powerwall or solar roof can still use the energy service from Tesla. As you guys know, I am very excited about Tesla's energy division over the next 2 years, as I believe they may be at an inflection point on the S-curve on the way up. And with regard to the virtual power plant, Tesla said, Tesla's authorized retail partner Octopus Energy administers the plan. By joining the Tesla Energy Plan, you will become part of Tesla's UK virtual power plant. Your Powerwall will be managed by Tesla and connected to a growing network of homes across the UK. The plan is designed to help support the energy needs and stability of the electricity grid while providing you with ongoing savings through the most competitive rates in the market. Moving on, I wanted to briefly share this chart on Tesla's autopilot safety features from Supapuerco Reddit user as a caution to waving this data around. Yes, autopilot is safer, but it's hard to tease out the data to get a meaningful comparison because think about it. City street driving is more dangerous, meaning a higher frequency of collisions than freeway driving per mile. So the majority of autopilot engagements are on the freeway, which means we would need the non-Tesla cars to be able to split their data between city and freeway as well to get a true comparison. That being said, of course, I would still expect the non-Tesla freeway line to be lower, but from this data that Tesla shares each quarter, you really can't conclude the number of times safer a Tesla on autopilot is than a normal car. Next up, we get a feature change on the Model 3 performance that was overlooked with everything going on recently. In the Model 3 design studio, you can see that the Model 3 performance now comes with Pirelli tires instead of the Michelin tires. Specifically, they are now shipping with the Pirelli P0s, the same tire that's on the Model Y Performance. Now, I'm by no means a tire guru, but from what I've read, Pirelli P0s are not all seasons and are obviously meant for hard cornering and having superior grip performance. Typically, owners of these are not aiming for the lifetime and tread wear of these tires. They're making a trade-off for performance. We get some news from SK Innovation, the South Korean battery supplier. They recently said that they were developing cells that would only need 2 quick 10-minute charges to cover more than 500 miles of range when installed in an EV. Now, if you're new to the battery space, you need to know that battery promises are a dime a dozen and should be taken with a massive grain of salt. But I'm mentioning this for 2 reasons. First, they said they expect to have them ready by the first half of 2021, and 2, SK Innovation is in the process of building a 2-factory complex in Georgia that will supply cells for up to 300,000 vehicles, including the Volkswagen ID4 and the Ford F-150 EV. I am, of course, rooting for American manufacturing and EV adoption at scale, so this is something that we should certainly keep an eye on at the very least. Lordstown Motors is now a publicly traded company under the ticker RIDE, trading on the NASDAQ. Yes, Lordstown is the latest company to hit the public markets via a SPAC or a special purpose acquisition company, merging with Diamond Peak Holdings. Lordstown's first product is to be the Endurance pickup truck, but this is aimed at fleet buyers and the commercial space, not the public. The word on the street is deliveries will begin in 2021, but this seems very optimistic. To wrap up today's episode, we get some light shed on Tesla's unique Directors and Officers Insurance, otherwise called D&O. Basically, Tesla paid Elon $3 million in exchange for Elon offering up to $100 million in indemnity coverage for officers and directors of the company. Now, this arrangement was for 90 days worth of basically business insurance that indemnifies or protects someone against legal liability for their actions. However, Tesla has since ended this strange arrangement and obtained a more traditional form of insurance. Rather than paying for typical D&O insurance, which Tesla claimed was far too expensive, they would instead pay Elon and rely on him to cover any board members' costs for legal defenses, settlements, etc. Typically, indemnity coverage protects a company, its board members, and executive officers from having to pay for their own defense or settlements. Tesla was facing lawsuits over various issues like long-term performance of batteries and the Solar City acquisition. All that said, the agreement has ended and Tesla has now moved to a more traditional D&O insurance plan with a third-party carrier. As we know by now, never a dull moment with Tesla. You gotta love the first principles thinking of Elon, even when it's controversial. But that'll do it for today's episode. Please take a moment to like this video if you did. Consider subscribing for more Tesla content, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day.